TVC News. First with breaking news.
Hello and welcome to Marketing Edge on TV, Nigerians' leading initiative in the business of brand management and the management of brand business. It is a 30-minute wholesome package that comprises brand news, branding focus, and industry conversation, all in a mix encompassing thorough and in-depth or aimed at promoting the brand idea. Amogale Abikele Mafuru.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand idea.
Good to have you back. First, the Marketing Edge on TV is brand news, where we bring you the latest developments around brands and in the field of marketing, advertising, and communication in Nigeria and around the world. Now on brand news. Brands and products, particularly those in the fast-moving consumer goods FMCG sector, have witnessed a drastic decline in patronage and demand following the rejection of the old Naira notes by most Nigerians and retail outlets, despite Supreme Court's order restraining the implementation of the deadline for the use of the old Naira notes as legal tender in the country. Marketing Edge Market Insights and Intelligence revealed that some superstores, filling stations, and vendors have started rejecting the old banknotes, leaving most buyers unable to make purchase or pay for goods. Some supermarkets visited were insisting on payment transfers and payment via ATM, failure to comply which may result in transaction dead end. It was observed that consumers' purchasing power has declined considerably in view of continued cash crunch and Naira scarcity. Consumers who are currently in a state of despair had the option to either wait in endless queues at the banks or pay exorbitant rate to withdraw requisite cash from point-of-sales POS operators. Currently, it costs 2,000 Naira to withdraw 10,000 Naira, and this further weighs in on the already dwindling purchasing power of consumers. Against the backdrop of the latest industry reports on the global media planning and buying market, expected to reach $537.6 billion by 2026, experts in the media planning and buying business in Nigeria have projected a rise this year, buoyed by increased digital adoption and technological investments. Speaking separately to Marketing Edge, Jude Odia, Managing Director of Starcom Media Perspectives, and Sheyi Iwayemi, Senior Group Head Project Director, Channels Management, Maxim Media Global Communications, expressed optimism that the market will rise this year. According to Expert Market Research, a market research and business intelligence company, the global media expenditure is projected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 4% between 2021 and 2026, supporting the growth of the media buying and planning industry. FMCG, auto, e-commerce, retail, consumer durables, services, education, and real estate, among others, are the leading industries of media buying and planning in the market. As clients continue to demand for increase on return on marketing and advertising investments amid inflationary pressures and dwindling activities, the president of the Experiential Marketers Association of Nigeria, Tunji Adeyinka, has urged agencies to be more innovative with the use of data and market insights to prove the value of marketing campaigns on organizations' bottom lines. According to him, the client-agency relationship has been affected by the current economic climate, with its attendant effect on consumer behavior and purchase decisions. While affirming that clients are now very critical about advertising expenditure and would require service providers and agencies to prove the value of investments, the X-Man boss advised marketers to leverage data and consumer insights to justify advertising investments and impact on business and enterprises. Latest industry report has shown that the global artificial intelligence market was valued at $136.55 billion in 2022 and is expected to expand at a compound annual growth rate of 37.3% from 2023 to 2030. According to Grandview Research, 80% of everyday devices incorporate some form of artificial intelligence, as AI-powered voice assistants is expected to reach $8 billion this year. Global GDP will grow by $15.7 trillion by 2030, as AI is believed to increase business productivity by 40%. The number of AI startups grew 14 times over the last 2 decades. Investment in AI startups grew 6 times since 2000. Chatbots are becoming the primary customer contact channels for businesses, and by 2027, 25% of companies will be using them in their operations. The chatbot market is forecast to grow consistently and projected to reach $337.5 billion by 2028.
Well, that was brand news. Next is branding focus after this break.
Esther, you're late again. Esther?
Morning, Esther.
So I love you too. I love you.
Got everything?
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
Now on Brand in Focus.
The future of advertising is beyond dispute immersive. With soft metrics to complement the hard and fast ones advertisers are familiar with, brands are faced with an increasingly long list of factors which impact return on investment (ROI), some of which include the need to adapt to multi-screen driven ecosystems. However, advertising to Generation Z or Zoomers is another challenge altogether. As more Gen Zs become unresponsive to the old formats of advertising, interactive ads are becoming a vital part of the media mix. According to a recent report by Kantar Milbard Brands Ad Reaction, nearly 50% of Zoomers tend to avoid and block ads. The leading global research agency specializing in advertising effectiveness, strategic communication, media, and brand equity research also revealed that this same demography, Gen Z, has a shorter attention span than previous generations and generally favors videos that are less than 10 seconds in length, as well as preferring ads that aim to engage and entertain them. Going by the foregoing trends, it's easy to conclude that advertisers have been dealt an unwinnable hand. But by leveraging the potential of interactive ads, brands will find that mobile advertising is an industry in which they can still find success, especially with the Zoomers. However, there is a pervasive lack of familiarity among in-house marketers and agencies with the technologies and companies that specialize in these interactive ads. In the past, the biggest barrier to entry to interactive ads were the extensive coding skills and timeframes needed to create them. Interestingly, the last 5 years have seen unprecedented innovation in the marketplace for interactive ad production. With tools like Gearbox, brands and agencies are handed a simple, fast, and no-code way of creating interactive ads on a silver platter. On the global scale, an increasing number of brands are making interactive ads part of their strategy. The technology on which interactive ads run is a far cry from the early days of playable ads, to the extent that it is now powerfully simple to run an interactive campaign. While the clicks garnered on traditional ads are an effective metric, interactive ads have been found to record far high engagement and action rates. Not only that, softer metrics like attention and brand uplift will be gaining more traction, despite claims that suggest that contrary, interactive ads are very much scalable.
When I was branding focus, next is industry conversation, where we have interactions with men and women who have been at the forefront of the strategic positioning of brands. Well, today we have with us the head of marketing KOBOBID, Mr. Israel OGUNSEYE, after this break.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
Hello and welcome to Industry Conversation, a segment on Marketing Edge on TV, where we have interactions with distinguished personalities in the business of brand management. Well, today we have with us the head of marketing KOBOBID, Mr. Israel OGUNSEYE. So pleased to have you on Industry Conversation.
Thank you for having me today.
Such a great pleasure to have you. You're welcome. Mr. Israel OGUNSEYE is the head of marketing KOBOBID, President, Digital Media Practitioners of Nigeria. Israel has over 10 years of experience in B2B and B2C growth marketing, marketing management, user acquisition, brand strategy, and product marketing. He provides deep subject matter expertise on driving growth for technology-led products in multiple markets. He is a member of the Institute of Data and Marketing, UK. You're welcome again, sir.
Thank you for having me this day.
Well, I would like you to give us an assessment of the Nigerian marketing communications industry.
So presently, I think that our space is evolving and is fast evolving, because you look at before now, 10, 20 years before now, the job titles of individuals who work in this space has evolved to the job titles of individuals who presently work in this space. Before now, you would see that you would find an associate brand manager. You start as an associate brand manager, whatever level you're coming into the industry, and then you rise to become a marketing director or category manager at different points. But right now, you realize that presently at the point you see people, you see themselves call themselves digital marketing experts or specialists. You see some people call themselves growth marketing, product marketing, Web3 marketing, metaverse marketing. You see the landscape has changed. Typically, you perhaps would need a smaller, leaner team to run your business, your marketing team. So that has also changed in terms of personnel. So in terms of personnel, in terms of the space, in terms of who the consumer is, that has changed. In terms of how even consumers consume information, they get information. In terms of how consumers decide what they want, it has changed. Even the consumer itself has changed in terms of how they consume information, how they get products, how they get informed about products and the like. So there's a drastic change that has happened in the last 10 years in our industry, and it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see how everyone has become a creator in terms of consumers, how everyone is leveraging on Web3 technologies, how everyone is now leveraging on AI technologies to do business, as it were. And it's interesting to see.
I must say, very interesting. We saw that the aftermath of COVID-19 brought about a drastic revolution in every sector of the industry. And you rightly said the consumers also involved as well, which of course necessitated marketers to also move along that line. So what are the opportunities and challenges that all of these changes are bringing to the fore?
So in terms of challenges, I would look at the consumers and say that the consumer itself is evolving. So consumers before, the way consumers which get products, the distribution of products for consumers has changed. Consumers now want what they want at the instant time. Now, a consumer wants a product at this point in time, wants to talk to a person at that instant, wants to give feedback on that product. When a consumer uses a product they do not like, before now, they perhaps will write you a letter, to send you a letter or send you an email to your business. But right now, that consumer gets a bad experience with the product. They share their experience on their social media, and at that instant, someone somewhere far away, 100 miles or 500 miles, 1,000 miles away from that location, can see that same review and get a sense of how bad or how good your product is. So the consumer behavior towards products have changed, and that's a challenge. So which means that brand managers need to be on top of their product, need to be on abreast of this is what they're saying about my brand. So the opportunity therein is that it opens up how consumers should be dealt with in terms of how do we engage our consumers, how do we understand our consumers, how do we know our consumers, how do we know what people are saying about our business. So unlike before, we need to sanction an agency to carry out a full-on survey about what the opinion of people about a product. These days, as a brand manager, you can definitely understand, okay, this is what people are saying. There's a negative sentiment about this brand. There's a positive sentiment about this brand. There's a neutral sentiment about this brand. You can find that out real time. So now, it opens up opportunities for us to understand what the sentiment is concerning our product, about our brands. And also, for brand owners like ourselves, it helps us see that the gates used to be kept by some people before now, but now the gates have been flung open. Publishing, we engage consumers via one channel for TVC, only TVs, but nowadays we have realized that even you can launch a TVC on digital channels only, and then consumers will still consume the TVC, consumers will be exposed to this TVC. So the models or the channels of communication with consumers have also changed. Digital footprints are something, digital touch points are things that brand managers like ourselves are looking at consistently, keenly to understand what other touch points can we engage consumers via, what other touch points can we get in touch with our consumers, what other touch points can we use to leverage our communication, our advertising efforts, and the like. So it opens up myriad of challenges for us, and also gives us opportunities to engage consumers, to interact with consumers, to advertise to consumers in different ways.
Okay, we'll get to that point where you give us more like an insight into some of the technologies that marketers are using now to engage effectively with consumers. But before we get there, I would like you to tell us what are the major shifts that you've noticed in the marketing communications industry in 2022.
So I will start with the first shift is in terms of content publishing. And in this space, at some point, you want to launch a campaign, you plan for radio, you plan for TV, you plan for print. Those are the channels those are the IMC channels that you typically plan for. These days, you realize that there are individuals who perhaps became popular because they just attended a reality TV show, and they are part of your advertising plan, part of your launch plan. You realize that there are individuals who perhaps don't really have a business or anything they are exactly known for, but they are extremely popular, ridiculously popular, and then you have to include them in your advertising, in your consumer engagement plan, in your launch plan for your business, for your brand or your product. Now, the shift here is that the content creators have taken a hold of a space where they now produce content that our own consumers are consuming day in, day out. So that space has been democratized. Everyone can now become a content creator. So what this means for us is that the channels of information received for consumers have been expanded. So now there is no longer gatekeeping to where consumers can get information. Consumers do not need to wait for a weekly column to get information. They can get it right then on the spot with platforms like Twitter. Now, that's one critical shift that has happened. So which has also shifted in the way we give communication about our product, about our brand to consumers. Now, another shift that you would see that has been very profound is in the way consumers themselves buy products. Now, before now, you need to take a physical walk to a physical store to purchase product. Right now, consumers can purchase product from the comfort of their homes. You see people ordering for groceries from their homes. You see people ordering for devices, appliances from their homes. People make high-ticket purchases from their homes. Now, this, for us, means that distribution barrier that some brands would face, some products would face, has been broken down. So I can be in Lagos and serve a consumer who is based in Kaduna. Now, you see a lot of these consumers, the barrier has been broken down. Geographical barrier distribution has been broken down. So these two pivotal changes have been witnessed in our industry, and it's very critical because it's very critical in terms of our business operations, it's critical in terms of our business revenue, it's critical in terms of even our marketing communication plans have also evolved alongside these tools.
Okay, so well said. I would like you to tell us the response of marketing professionals to these shifts you just enumerated.
So for marketing professionals, a lot of marketing professionals have also responded positively to it. Now, if you look at how in terms of distribution, now you see products are now digitally distributed. So consumers, marketing professionals now know that I can distribute my product via e-commerce channels. I can distribute my products. I can reach any consumer in any part of the country. So I'm no longer going to target my advertising to a certain demography. I'm going to make my advertising communication as inclusive as possible. So, and the interesting thing is that another change which consumers, professionals are also responding to is in the sensitivity of our communications. Now, before now, I can produce a seasoning advert and use the woman as the only one cooking while the man is easily living room watching TV or reading newspaper. Before, I could do that and consumers would not react to it, to this cultural setup. But right now, if I produce that kind of content, I would realize that a lot of people may react negatively to it because they believe, why should the woman be the one cooking? Why can't the man also be in the kitchen with her? So the cultural sensitivity has also grown very, very widely, and communication professionals like us are now beginning to become sensitive to when we write TVC script and when we want to approve script these days, we're sensitive to the cultural nuances that exist. We're sensitive to how do we include as many people as possible, how do we include different subgroups, how do we carry represent their interest as much as possible and not fix ourselves in the existing stereotypes. So that's also one key way which professionals are responding to this, producing as inclusive as possible materials, ensuring that our communication is as inclusive as possible, also ensuring that we are exploring the new distribution channels and not producing materials for the existing channels or existing demography that would ideally be able to reach, unlike before, because of our own distribution network. So because we now believe that we can reach any consumer in any part of the country or even in any part of the world as much as possible, unlike before.
Okay, so over the last 1 year, we saw overwhelming increase in digital marketing and adoption by practitioners. How would you assess the level of disruption caused by technology in the marketing ecosystem?
So for a lot of people, 6 years ago, 6, 7 years, or let's say 9 years ago, when digital marketing became a thing for Nigerian marketing space, 9, 10 years ago, I'm sure that the existing professionals at that point in time would not envisage how disruptive it would be in terms of marketing till now. And this is interesting because right now, there is no way you would develop a marketing communications plan or a marketing communication strategy, and the digital channels will not be a part of that mix, your channel mix. Now, it's interesting because even for a lot of businesses, they are only developing communications, marketing, advertising tacticals for just digital channels. And that's exciting because you realize that this has broken the barrier of the budgetary cost that you typically need to launch a marketing campaign. Before now, you would want to run a marketing campaign for a business, and then you need tens of millions, hundreds of millions to launch a campaign. But right now, with the advent of digital marketing, because of the opportunities that exist and the boundless system which the channel owed for itself, you see that you can launch a campaign at minimal cost. And a lot of professionals are exploring this because you see that you can even track your marketing efforts to the naira, to the 1 naira of it that you spend. And it's interesting because of the kind of reporting that you can get, the kind of metrics you can track, the kind of understanding it gives for us, for your consumers. I give an example where if you've been in business for 1 year with your digital tool, with the digital analytics tool, you can understand the kind of website visitors that your business is having. You can understand where these visitors are located for your business. You can understand if you want to expand your reach in those locations. If you want to reach, you can reach similar audiences to your existing audience. So the potential is endless. And this is exciting for myself, who are marketing professionals, who are young, who have been in the industry for about 12, 11 years or thereabout, and the possibilities that this holds for us, because we have not even gotten to the peak. We have not even scratched the surface. We are still dancing around it. So more the technology would evolve, we would get more data, we would evolve beyond it. You see conversations around GDPR, NDPR we're having where consumers now have power over their data. So now, a lot of even businesses are not even yet collecting first-party data for their business. So for us, you're thinking in your head, how do I collect first-party data? How do I use this first-party data to make decisions? How do I offer recommendations to my customers based on the data that I have of them? How do I understand? How do I analyze this data? That's the limitless opportunities that digital as a channel for marketing provides for us professionals.
Okay, you've spoken well about the immense opportunities that digital marketing brings to any business. But for the traditional media, where do they play in all of this?
So for me, I say this with all sense of modesty. I say this with all sense of confidence as well. I tell businesses a lot that while digital exists, the truth is that the mass market is still very much untraditional. So if any business wants to appeal to the mass market, you need to look at traditional channels. So while you can pilot your business, you can test for product market fit on digital channels. If you want to scale up your business, you want to scale up your awareness, you want to scale up your reach as a business, you need to you need to explore, you need to use traditional channels, traditional forms of advertising, the TVs of this world, the newspapers of this world, the print of this world, the radio of this world, and the out of home of this world. So you need to use this channel. You need to deploy communications on this channel. You need to deploy your comms material, your advertising material on this channel if you want to scale your business. So while digital marketing is endless, the opportunities are endless. You can make data-led and data-driven decisions with digital marketing. If you want to scale your business at any point in a Nigerian market, which is largely offline distributed, which is still very much offline. So you need to join traditional channels of advertising.
Okay, so you've been in the fintech sector for some years now. How is technology revolutionizing that sector?
Technology is doing wonders in terms of from payments to savings to loans to collections. Technology is taking over. Right now, I'm sure that where we're presently holding this interview, if you go down the street, you perhaps find about less than 5 mobile money agents, at least five mobile money agents that are using technology to accept payments from people, to give money to people, to perhaps take savings, take loans, take collections, and different multiple use cases. So now the financial technology space is largely revolutionized by the development and advancement of technology, even in the country, as it were.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
Well, that's much we can take on Marketing Edge on TV this week. Do well to join us same time next week for the second part of our conversation with Mr. Israel OGUNSEYE. I'm Ogale Abikele Mafaro. See you again.
onye ọbụla bụ nwa afọ obodo Naijiria nwere ihe ọ na-atụ anya ya ịgba mbọ fụ na mbinye aka a ga-eme enweghị ihe ọbụla a ga-enyo enyo mgbe e gbekọtara ka arabụ mbinye aka niile emere iji afụ na nke a ga-amịta mkpụrụ ọma. Ndị otu INEC ewepụtago nke a na-akpọ ọkpụrụkpụtụ ịgba n'iru efi. Gịnị ka m na-ekwuo? Ogige ebe ihe gbasara ihe niile bụ mbinye aka emere onye jee oji nnọọ anya ya wee kirie bụ nke a kpọrọ INEC Result Viewing Portal IREV. nke a bụ ọtụtụ erere dị n'ime pọtal a. Nke mbụ, ọ ga-enyere onye ọbụla bụ nwa afọ obodo Naijiria aka iji amata ihe ogige ọbụla metere na mbinye aka ngwa ngwa ọ na-agwụ n'ụbọchị anwa. Nke abụọ, ọ ga-ebenata ndị ama ụgha bụ ndị na-eji nnọọ nwayọọ gaa n'ikuku tụsaa nke ha na-abụghị ihe ndị otu INEC na-ekwu. Nke atọ, ọ ga-eme ka ndị otu mbinye aka si n'ike n'aba n'ike n'ihe gbasara ya bụ mbinye aka ịfụ na onweghị ihe ọbụla a ga-enyo enyo na ya bụ mbinye aka. Ihe gbasara ịchọpụta otu mbinye aka siri wee gaa ndị be anyị abụrụgo nke dịzi ka ebe ụmụnta akara na-eje akwụkwọ site n'isoro usoro ndị a m ga-enye gị. Nke mbụ, gaa na inecelectionresult.ng.com. Nke abụọ, pịa aka n'ebe edere gị mepee nke ọhụụ, si ebe a wee were ya bụ Gmail gị wee mepee nye. Nke atọ, nye ọsịsa ihe niile a jụrụ gị n'ebe anwa ma pịa aka n'imechala. Nke anọ, dee obodo a mụrụ gị, pịa aka gaba n'iru. Nke ise, mee ka ya bụ ihe i mepere malite ịrụ ọrụ site na ya bụ edemede edetere gị na email gị. Nke isii, nene email gị hie asaa n'anya mgbe ị ga-edepụta ka araba ihe niile anwa bụ akara edetere gị n'ime ebe anwa, were ihe ndị ahụ dum e nyere gị wụbanye ya n'ime oghere bụ nke e nyere gị n'ime ya bụ pọtal gị. Nke asaa, pịa aka n'ebe edere activate. Nke asatọ, ọ ga-eji nnọọ nwayọọ wee dubanye gị n'ime ọdọ bụ ebe nke ị ga-eji nnọọ nwayọọ wee họrọ ihe gbasara mbinye aka nke ị chọrọ ịma maka ya. Ị ga-ejikwa otu mpi aka anụọ bụ nke ga-eme ya ka ọ dịrị gị mfe iji nnọọ nwayọọ wee mee gịnị wee nwee ike wee nene ka arabụ mbinye aka niile bụ nke e mere mgbe e mere ya site na ya bụ IREV. Onye ọbụla bụ nwa afọ obodo Naijiria ga-esonye n'ihe niile ọnụ kpọrọ mbinye aka otu o si aga. Mbinye aka nke gị dị oke mkpa. Nwanne m, hie asaa n'anya mgbe ị na-ebinye aka. INEC ga-eme mbinye aka gị usoro n'ihe a na-eme iji afụ na ọchịchị onye kwuo uche ya ga-agbanye mgbọrọgwụ otu o siri kwesị ekwesị.
Ndị mere ka ọkwa ruo gị aka bụ European Union Support to Democratic Governance na Nigeria.
So, all in favor say aye. Those against nay, the ayes have it.
What do you know about the legislature, its role in governance, and as one of the three arms of government? Lagos Parliament is here to bring it to you as it is. Here to bring you every detail you need to know about the legislature in Africa's most populous city. On Lagos Parliament to get a chance to meet the lawmaker of the week. Events are critically reviewed. You can also observe plenary in Yoruba language. I am Abimbola Agbebi. Join me every Friday at 9 p.m. as I take you through the activities of the legislature.
Never miss a moment. Instant breaking news from all over the globe. Live streaming of your favorite programs delivered directly to you.